into Game 3 right here on the Shattered Temple. Let's make it happen. Looking forward to this one. Hopefully Bling can get himself in order, because DDE really has been making mincemeat out of it up to now, I think.
And if I can put it down to anything, I think it's just because Bling's never played against this style before. I don't think really anybody's seen this too much. This great Blue Flame Hellion usage along with Bio. It's like almost like consistent EMPs going over and over and over.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous style, actually. Hellions are not used an awful lot in the TVP matchup, especially not with the Blue Flame upgrade, and certainly not with that magnitude. We saw 19 Hellions in that force with a +1 weapon upgrade to juice them up just a little bit. That's a lot of extra damage.
And versus Light, it's so good. It's like +16 versus Light, and all those Zealots get out the game.
Yes, indeed, they do. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the one and only Bling from Team Dignitas. He is in the yellow trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the west of the Shattered Temple versus his opponent, the one and only DDE from Team Sixjax. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Terran to the south, and he is, of course, up 2-0 in this best-of-5 series.
And I think every game that goes on in this series, Bling will start to adapt. He'll get better and better and better. Unlike the first game, you saw in the second game, he lasted longer again. The thing is, will he go even further again in this game? The thing is, we're talking about survival right now. The thing is, can he actually win? So we'll have to see how that works out for him here.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of room to maneuver now. He's had 2 games to learn. He needs to get back in it right now. He's got to start piling on the pressure. He can't let DDE dictate the game to him again.
And already that Bling's at a slight disadvantage because of the spawning positions. They're going to favor Terran a lot more than they do Protoss, simply because the way that Bling's going to expand either to the top left or the gold, his bases are extending away from the main base of Terran, which means his units are going to be spread out a lot more across the place. So therefore, DDE can simply be like, okay, let's drop. Let's do these drops, man. You're going to be spread out.
Do some Hellions exactly where the defense is weakest. And defense doesn't seem to be Bling's strong point at the moment, I have to say. Bling, from what I've seen when I've been casting him, has been primarily an aggressive player, and he's not been able to really dial up that aggression against DDE.
Oh, not at all. He's playing a lot more passive in this game, actually. I mean, he hasn't really tried any of those 6-gate or anything. Like, he hasn't been able to. I mean, he hasn't had the freedom to do so, and he is going to scout out now that the refinery's taken, the barracks has been placed. He is going to have to leave though, and he's not even going to be able to get rid of the tech lab scout because that marine will pick it off very, very fast here.
Yes, it will.
Oh, did he get it? Oh, he did, okay.
Yes, he did. He managed to spot the tech lab scout. I have to wonder if DDE will decide to cancel out or if he'll just keep going on. He just thinks, hey, why not? It may be not in it for the information warfare for the time being, and that tech lab could indicate a number of different things. So we'll find out shortly as to what he decides to do with that. This is not an uncommon map for a Reaper, for instance, and there we go. Reaper on the way for DDE, and this will most likely lead into an expansion.
Oh, definitely. I mean, just the way, look how close that barracks is towards the base of Bling. You can just hop down, run a little bit, hop back up, and it's in the base of Bling. And can do a lot of damage too, especially if Bling's going to push out with a Stalker or so to pressure a little bit, or take the Zelnoga tower. It could be in a lot of trouble, but look at that. He is so smart, Bling, to actually get in again with the probe, and he's going to see the Reaper.
If he sees the Reaper, then that's going to be great. The question is, will he fear the Reaper?
I mean, he's seen the Reaper, and he's defying death right now with that Reaper, and is just going to be able to pull that Stalker back. He's got to be careful, though, because the Stalker's chasing the SCV.
Did he seriously see the Reaper? He needs to get over there right now. That was not a good idea. Caught completely out of position. He places a Stargate and gets it scouted. That's disastrous.
Could be mind games, could be a cancellation on that. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, he's still keeping up, so I don't think he is going to cancel it and is just going to go for it anyway. And this is interesting because he saw the Reaper, he knew it was coming, he wasn't in position with the Stalker, and then gave away the Stargate play. So it looks like Bling's going to play more execution-based here, thinking that his opponent is going to expand away from this, and then he's just going to go with it. He knows that DDE scouted it. The thing is, does DDE think he cancelled it, or is he going to continue with it?
That's a good question, honestly. We will find out. There's no engineering bay going up as of yet for DDE. He doesn't really have what he needs to make that happen. The Reaper's going to come in again, and the Stalker of Bling wasn't really in the correct position. He is able to deny the scout to see what's exactly coming out of this Stargate, and Bling's actually going to open up with double Phoenix.
That's going to be interesting because what also Bling is doing, he's stopped building units. He's only got the Stalker and the Sentry. The Sentry to defend against any push from the front, the Stalker to chase away the Reaper. The Reaper did in fact scout the second gateway, scouted no expansion. So DDE pretty much is in the light now with what's going on. And what is going to happen is the Phoenixes are going to come in, do a lot of harassment, and then he's going to be able to warp into the main base of DDE if he feels like he wants to. He might go ahead and expand from this either, but look at that, the Reaper goes in again and is going to deny the probe.
That's a freebie, what can you say? And that will delay the expansion just a little bit. He's going to get in and scout everything right here, and Bling decides to send everything outside of that, which is not such a good idea at all. Oh, he misses it again, DDE with top 3 Reaper control.
And smart play by Bling is just waited for 3 Phoenix, because DDE still doesn't know, did he cancel it or not? And surprise, surprise, no he didn't. Let's go kill the mule, let's kill some SCVs.
Yeah, he needs to target that mule actually, and he missed out on a real opportunity there. Always picking off the mule is a much better idea than grabbing the SCVs, simply because it will deny him much more income. And I'm not entirely sure that Bling was really expecting Phoenixes at this point. A Void Ray is very standard, for instance, and he had a lot of Marines, and he still didn't go for any kind of missile turret though. It is curious to think, did he honestly believe that his opponent had cancelled that?
I think he feels comfortable with the Marines to deal with any threat at the moment. And he's even going to go ahead and expand. He's changing up the reactor so we can build a couple of Vikings if need be. He can start to drop with Medivacs. And the Phoenixes do come in again. And are going to do a little bit of harassment. Won't really be able to do much. See if he can get another mule, though. He needs to pick up that mule.
Yeah, he does need to grab the mule and not the SCVs. I'm not really sure why he keeps doing that, but there you go. The harassment is not exactly great. Admittedly, there is a very small economic lead at the moment for Bling, but that's only in regards to the fact that he has more probes. That economic lead is going to disappear any moment now once these orbital commands get to work, and with the addition of 2 mules. He does have some good map control right here with these Phoenixes. Admittedly, any kind of concerted push with a lot of Marines would shut that down completely. So we'll see how effective this is really going to be for him.
And at the moment, DDE is playing a lot more like Bling is used to playing. There's no mech now, there's no blue flame hands or tanks. Bling should be quite comfortable with continuing into this game. He's going to go in and harass a little bit more. Another SCV pickup. And there's nothing in the main base. There is a Phoenix though, actually, so that will shut this down.
Viking, for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's 3 Phoenixes. He just has to be careful with the positioning right here. He's going to run right into the Marines. Oh, nice little bit of micro right then. Bling gets out of there intact.
And we have Zealot charge going again, +1 armor being researched. Probe count is at 38 to 32, and he's used a lot of chrono boost now, mainly on the Zealot legs and the +1 armor. And it's not looking too bad for Bling. He has got that Nexus up without too much harassment. The Reaper's still alive though, which I'm a little bit scared about. He could easily pop down here and do some harassment.
Well, if Bling actually manages to find it, which he missed it, it's right there. Turn around, get the Reaper, there you go. I was rooting for him to get that. It had to be said. Bloody annoying bastard Reapers.
And there was a perfect scan on the natural. He sees all his units are on the natural now. DDE's like, all right, your units are on the natural. Guess where I'm going to drop? At the back of your
The
base.
Phoenixes are in the last position they want to be. They really need to be intercepting those Medivacs now. They have the speed, actually. They're on an interception course. No, he's turned away. Oh, disastrous. And here comes the drop.
And this is going to be really bad for Bling. He should have controlled the Zelnoga tower. He should have seen the front of his base. We could have the units in the back. And he's warping in a lot more Zealots, though. Zealot charge almost done.
Yes, indeed. Almost done. It might get shut down if he's not careful. Phoenix is moving in. They're not really able to get too much of it. It's a big Marine drop. The Guardian Shield will help a lot. He saved the Zealot charge. Good force fields right here. And he's got the firepower, I think, to break that. So minimal damage has been done. However, he just lost map control. And DDE is taking full advantage of that.
He's going to push right to the front. Bling needs to go. He needs to warp in more units now. And there goes the warp in. Only 4 Zealots, though. They're going to pick off very easy. But yes, perfect time. He should be okay here. The rest of his army is coming down.
Yeah, he should be fine. Viking drops down and gets torn to pieces, and DDE decides he doesn't want to go for it. So good defense. It could have been a lot better. Bling could have intercepted those Medivacs, and that would have ended the threat to his base immediately, and that would have put him ahead. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to do that.
Well, what Phoenixes give you is a lot of map control. There's not going to be any loose units around, so you should always have control of the Zelnoga tower at the front. And if you do, you're going to see if units come from the front, so why do you need your units in a defensive stance on your natural when you can see anything that's going to come? Therefore, he wouldn't have even had to deal with that drop. And meanwhile, we are seeing the 3rd command set to go down for DDE. Phoenixes are scouting around, using these 3 Phoenixes so well all game. Harassment, scouting, defensive options, offensive options. And now we're seeing Bling gear up for a big attack now. 3 more gateways been added on. +2 armor shortly going to be finished as well.
Nice grab. I believe he just denied the scout of those forces. I think if that had gone on for a second longer, he would have seen everything. He did just deny the scout with the Phoenixes, which is, of course, exactly what they're there for. Full map control, denial of information. He's doing a great job of doing just that. He's getting all sorts of great scouting information in the main base of his opponent, and he hasn't lost a single Phoenix up to this point. This could be a free Medivac as well. DDE forced to back that one off. Good damage being done.
All right, more pylons need to be made for Bling now, and Chrono boosting all the gateways now. This is it. This is his execution push, as we talked about. There is a turret going up, which will help. The Marines do have +1 as well. They are against a lot of Zealots, but
they're up against
armor.
+2, in fact, has just finished for Bling. The Zealots have 3 armor. That is very significant. It's a Zealot-heavy force, and there aren't any Hellions. This could be a good push right here for Bling. He may be able to take this back. There are Hellions coming out on the field. I don't believe they have Blue Flame. No, they do not. And Bling deciding he doesn't want to go for it just yet. He might want to try and deploy a forward pylon a bit closer to the base, maybe in the gold.
Well, he needs to be very smart about this engagement, especially when he's losing all the Phoenixes. He
Wow.
can't engage because it's too well funneled. The Sim City basically of DDE is too well funneled that the Zealot charge is nullified. There's nothing he can do there because with Zealot charge you need to surround in a big ball and it's not viable.
I'm just going to point out that Bling just threw away 3 Phoenixes for no reason, has now made himself very vulnerable to drops over there, and that is not good at all. Those 3 Phoenixes would have helped a little bit. He's being forced back out of position, and DDE now with an army supply advantage.
And the drop at the same time is going to go into the main base. He's going to go to the middle of the map now, and Bling caught all over the place. Is he going to warp in any use? He doesn't really have that much supply.
No, he does not. He only has 7 supply available right now. Big damage coming in right now, and forced to bring that, and he split his force in 2 right now, which is not good at all. Will the Zealots, with that +2 upgrade, make the difference? They might. It depends on the good force field placement, which we did not see, and Bling is now being forced backwards.
Actually, the force fields were actually helped DDE a lot more than they did Bling.
Yes, they did.
Unfortunately, and now DDE is going to back up, but Bling is getting a 3rd base. He is mining from it now. 58 probes versus 54 SCVs right now. Very, very tense as the 1-1 upgrades have completed now for DDE, and there's not too many units here for Bling, and there's a lot for DDE, and there is a drop on the natural, as you can see now, being cleared up quite easily.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's forced not only Bling to reveal his entire unit count, but to actually push back. A feedback hits on the Medivac, which doesn't kill it, does drain the energy. That'll make things a little bit easier. Bling might be able to clean it up with that single Stalker. Now, DDE not willing to go in just yet, but he does have full map control. He's feeling pretty confident. He hasn't spotted the next base, which is nice, and this is a nice move. I like this from Bling, who is unlocking this gold base right here, so perhaps DDE believes he has not expanded as of yet.
Indeed, that's exactly what DDE is thinking. He scouted the gold, he scouted the back base, seeing that Bling is trying to scramble to get a 3rd base up. He has no idea about that north base, which is giving Bling a great advantage in this fight, and in this engagement.
And here we go. He's looking once again for a flank. Admittedly, those upgrades are powerful. He's almost got +3 armor. That's really going to hurt those Marines very badly indeed. And no sign of a +2 weapon upgrade yet for DDE. Bling is still in this fight, and the army supply is now equal.
Well, DDE might actually throw everything at the gold base in a minute because he knows he's ahead of economy, or thinks he's ahead of economy because he has a 3rd base up. So as long as he denies Bling that 3rd base, that potential 3rd base, he's going to feel quite great about this. And now Bling is going to try and deny this Medivac.
Oh, will he be able to get the shots off? Well, he'll be able to shoot the Medivac, or maybe not, actually. No, he can take 1 Marine, so he's going to force yet another warp in. In the meantime, though, he may be able to catch him out of position. Bling looking a bit indecisive here. I'm not liking it. He was looking to try and do some damage here. The Hellions are going to get an initial good shot off, but there comes the charge, and he's going for it right here. And that is this time good force fields. That's what I'm talking about. Those Zealots smashing their way through the forces of DDE. The question is, does DDE have the numbers to hold this one up? It is supply count is crippled for either side, and Bling breaks through right now, but the Hellions are doing horrific damage to those Zealots. He needs to stop eating the flames.
Wow, and you call Zerg the swarm. That is a swarm of Zealots. I've never seen so many Zealots. +3 armor just enabled them to stay there. They could not die, and now Bling is getting a 4th base up.
That's really good for Bling right now. It really, really is. That was the engagement he needed to get back into this game and back into this series. He's doing just that. Army supply count is in favor of Bling right now. However, there are a couple of drops coming out. He needs to watch out for that. A couple of Hellions might be going in for free right here. Bling looking to snipe those off. Medivacs have been forced to pull away. In the meantime, DDE... He did scout. He finally scouts it, but it is a little bit too late. Admittedly, that Hellion could still do a bit of damage. Once again, he could benefit so much from just having a couple of cannons.
And what we can't ignore is the background stuff here as well, is that the robotics bay is finished with Thermolances being researched. Double Colossus
with
switch
+3
here.
armor. That's intense.
And a drop being put down into the main base now for DDE.
Yeah, this is going to force yet another warp in. He should be able to clean this up, I would think. That's still a lot of firepower to deal with. He might lose the Twilight Council, actually. If the focus goes on the Twilight Council, which is not, I mean, I'd be very thankful if I was Bling right now. In the meantime, a massive Hellion force moving in and cleaning up the entire middle line of the third base right now. This is going the way of the last one. Bling pulling a lot off the line to deal with this drop, perhaps too many. Even bringing some Archons in. That said, DDE has no idea about those Colossus.
And,
not the numbers of them at any rate.
The Hellions cleaned up the entire mineral line. Every single probe on that back base was killed. Though, despite that, he's still at 61 probes. He's consistently building probes all the time. Though that was a big hit there for Bling's economy. And now DDE is trying to get up the gold base of his own now. The thing is, he's not going to be... He doesn't know about the amount of Colossus.
No, he doesn't. He did spot it. You know, he did scout that robotics bay right there, but he's got no Vikings to deal with. He now knows about the Colossus. He'll be forced to immediately build Vikings, but if Bling attacks now, then there's going to be very little to stop these Colossi.
Indeed, and this is the opportunity to Bling to go right now. He's got good upgrades, 3 armor, 1 attack, only 1-1 for DDE's. Units are split up as well. This is Bling's opportunity to come back in this series.
He needs to take this right now. He can do it. He's got the firepower. He's got the tech advantage. That gold base is dead. There's no real question about that one. It's on fire, and down it comes from the sky. And Bling right back into this fight. He needs to start applying pressure. A warp prism attack right to the top. And I didn't even see that one coming. Here come these upgraded charge zealots right into the middle of DDE's base. And a forward attack on the line right here as the drop goes off in the base of his opponent. Which one to watch? We can see that one right there. Cleaning up, perhaps taking the Forge out. But in the meantime, I've been more worried about this. Good force fields and a Psystorm. Double Psystorm at the back right there. Bling smashing his way through DDE.
And there is double drops by DDE's. Units are spread out all everywhere. Marauders are going to snipe down the Nexus to that back base. And there is a drop in the main base. But to what end? His main base is going to die.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bling has got this one. There's no real question about that. A great warp prism attack to distract his opponent. Draw him out of position. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Bling is right back in the fight.